Have a seat. Have a seat.
All right.
All right.
We're back again.
We're back with
We're
microphones.
chilling. Yep, got that mic.
Hopefully they
All
can hear us
mic'd
better.
up.
I feel like in the old videos, like it's like echoey in here, obviously, because it's like the
Yeah.
warehouse. So I feel like sometimes it's a little hard for like people to hear us. But
Yeah, that's true.
hopefully now.
Yeah, hopefully now we got the mics, so you guys can hear us a lot clearer. I know that's a big thing with podcasts, so hopefully it's a lot better for you guys. And so welcome back. It's been a while.
Time.
It's been a good amount of time that we've been off. We've been busy, with life. That's how it is.
Yep.
Things people got to take care of, so we do what we got to do.
Yep.
But how you been, man? What's up with you?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. Always, me working. Being here in this wonderful fucking place, in my warehouse, where we do our shit. I mean, if people haven't seen yet, Jake Paul's been wearing our stuff recently.
Yep. I don't know if you guys seen it. Pieces had posted from the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
That Jake was in that Pieces Fit Country Club.
Yep.
Fire. I reposted it too if you guys saw my story. But yeah, hopefully,
Yeah, he's pretty big. I mean, especially for us to get him, it's gonna be pretty crazy. I was telling Ark earlier off camera that he's gonna be coming to the store. So from 2 weeks now, from when this video might be dropping, so he'll be at the store. If you guys want to go see him, I think it's March 10th. So if you guys want to go show love, maybe you'll catch him, maybe you won't. Just maybe you want to catch the store and see what we have going on over there. So, thank you guys for supporting us, and not just to the brand, but for us, or what we're doing right now. Like Ark said, we're really busy, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Mans has 2 kids. I'm fucking, doing what I got to do. So we just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Got to do what we got to do. And first things first.
Yep. Time to crack it open. Every video.
That's apple juice.
This is apple juice.
Remember, that is apple juice. And this is well, y'all already know what this is if you know who I am.
Yep.
You know what I drink. And yeah, if y'all want to hit me up for that sponsorship, I'm not going to say no.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe apple juice.
Maybe apple juice sponsorships. Yeah. I don't think there's cheers. There's never been a time when I'm not seeing you ever drink that liquid type of something.
I know. Got to
stay hydrated.
Unleash the beast.
That's true. You've been Xbox since day one. That's why I call it the Xbox.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say exactly where I work now, obviously, but
yeah.
I got a better job for myself and my family now.
Oh yeah.
Able to spend more time with the kids and my wife, so
that's what's up.
That was a bbig plus, and I'm not working nights anymore, so
that's amazing.
I ain't that tired anymore, which has been great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and just it's been pretty crazy. Haven't really had time to do too much with the podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
Like Braulio was reiterating earlier, but I've been doing what I got to do, and here and there I've been jumping on my computer or my iPad, just trying to, I guess, get a little better when it comes to editing, re-editing old videos and stuff, just to try to make them better.
Yeah.
Obviously, ain't nobody gonna see those.
Maybe one day.
Because it's me practicing, just trying to do edits a little better.
Yeah.
And yeah, just been doing that, and for some reason I've been like really into like soft modding like video game systems.
Oh shit.
Because for game preservation.
Yeah.
And legally I have to say I own these games because I do. I'm just putting that out there.
Nice.
I'm not trying to get sued by anybody. I'm not going to say anything specifically about certain consoles or anything, but
we'll talk about it off air.
Like I said, we do what we got to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Just I've been doing it pretty much just to get my son into like the old games that I played, trying to show him what I played growing up and what I still love playing today.
For sure.
And he's been loving it so far. He's a really big fan of the game with the character who wears green, has a sword.
Okay. All right.
Well, obviously you know what game I'm talking about. It's The Legend of Zelda. But,
nice.
I physically own those games, so, don't come at me, Nintendo,
They have too much money to worry about things like that.
Yeah, we're nobody right now.
No.
Where we stand and where Nintendo is, I am nobody.
Yeah.
Nintendo shouldn't even come at me like they tried to come at me before.
Hopefully one day we get sponsored by them. You never
Did I
know.
ever tell you that?
No, what happened?
Nintendo copyright striked me a long time ago.
On a video? What?
A video that's not even up
anymore.
It was me playing Super Mario World.
Okay.
And I'm playing it. You can hear the music, but apparently what made them strike the video was me humming it.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, that's kind of weird, but I guess. So it's like the video, like it went up, and then I had to mute that whole section of the video.
Wow. That's insane.
I
you never told me about that one.
Yeah, that's it was wild. Like 2016, I want to say.
This is the Kmart days?
Yeah. Like right around there, probably like in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, man, that sucked. I was like, damn it, Nintendo.
You're like, I'm just trying to play. Well, I can't sing my favorite songs in the game.
Right.
Speaking of Mario, what you think about this movie?
I'm excited, but
like
at the same time, I'm kind of like,
no. What are your feelings about it?
Visually, what I've seen, it looks great.
Right.
You know, I love how the character designs are, the world building that they did. You know, visually for the CGI and everything, it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still kind of upset about the Chris Pratt.
Everybody is.
But it's, and I get they were saying they're going for the New York accent Italian person, but it's like, come on.
They could have easily, I think that's where like everybody like is upset about, because they could have easily brought on the original voice actor. I forget his name.
Yeah, I mean, I know for some reason his name is escaping me right now too, and I know his name.
Right.
But it would have been so much better just to have him do it.
Yeah. And they've done mods. Like I don't know if you've seen them. They've done mods of how he would sound in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been.
I think it would
have been crazy.
It would have been pretty dope. But I mean, you know, they got to kind of hype up the movie for people who aren't really necessarily fans of Mario. Yeah. But at this point and in this day and age, who really isn't a fan of Mario?
I feel like the character, the Mario in itself, like, is a generational character.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Like my mom knows who he is.
Yeah, I think our parents our parents put us on Mario. Our grandparents put our parents on Mario. Like everybody's played Mario, you know. Like
like
dude, everybody knows the voice too.
It's so funny too, because like I remember growing up, I used to make, well, not me, my younger brother would make my mom play with him. Okay. Well, he would tell my mom to play with him, like play Mario or whatever.
That's like.
And so she, like, you know, she knew who he was already, and then she'd play with my brother, but then he'd like do nothing but like make her die. Oh. So that like, you know, they'd be playing like the newer Mario game for the Wii when it was new. Yeah. You know, when it came out for the Wii, he was just like, "Oh, Mom, stand right here."
Wait, Super Mario Wii U?
Yeah, no, Super Mario for the Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It was the red case.
Yeah. I had that one too.
So he would tell her, "Oh, just stay here, Mom."
That one was hard.
Yeah.
That one was really hard for some weird reason. I remember playing it. Me and my cousin were just like,
I think that's the first game when they introduced those the bigger coins.
Yeah.
And you had to collect like 3 of them to, you know, get like, I guess, the full completion of that level or whatever. But
yeah. I just bought when I was living with my old roommate, he had a Odyssey.
Oh, okay. I fucking love that game.
Never played Odyssey until I got my Switch, and he threw it in my Switch, and I started playing. I was like, damn, this is crazy.
You finally got a Switch.
I finally got a Switch, yeah. I finally got one. So I was playing that for a while, and then that 3 All-Star game came out.
Oh, yeah, 3D All-Stars.
Yeah.
You get to play 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy remastered.
Yep. And I never played Galaxy either until I played that one. I was like, damn, I missed out on this.
I know. I never played Galaxy. My younger brother did, and he would always try to get me to play it. And I was like, nah, man, they're messing up Mario, man. You know, when it first came out, because I was like, I wasn't really a fan of the motion controls at first for the Wii. And I was like, man, I'm not trying to like aim and do all this. I just want to sit there and I want to play. Yeah. You know, but the Switch does that now.
Yeah, but even back then, I think you could have played it with the GameCube controller, right? Because
I don't think you were able to play with the GameCube. I believe they did let you play with the classic controller attachment, but I didn't have that, so.
yes, that's right.
And
I
my mom
forgot.
wouldn't, buy it for us because she was like, "You already have the controller. I don't need to buy you another one."
Yeah, you're like, but
So
I need to get better.
yeah, we're like, "Oh, come on, mom." And she was like, "Nope, sorry."
Damn.
But yeah, no, it was cool though. Like, and I've been playing it recently more and more now still. And like you were saying, Odyssey. Like I bought it, and I've played maybe like an hour.
Damn.
And I bought that thing like months ago when it finally dropped to like $50.
Oh yeah, because it was like at $70 for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's
pretty
funny.
up there in price.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like a lot of my friends that are buying Switches, they're like, "When is Mario Kart going on sale? When is Smash Bros going on sale?" I'm like,
Black Friday.
bro, yeah, either Black Friday or like, bro, like you're talking about the two best games, the best selling games of the console. There's no way.
Well,
Like anything else, yeah, for sure, but like not
well,
Smash Bros.
Coming up, it should be at least a bit of a discount.
Yeah.
How you said Jake Paul's going to be there on March 10th, right?
Yeah.
That's Mario Day.
Oh shit.
MAR and
Oh
then
yeah.
10.
Yeah.
That's Mario Day.
Oh fuck.
And that's usually when they do
they'll do
like specials and stuff on the eShop at least. I don't know about the physical stuff. But if you guys want to go digital, they're probably going to have sales like they always do for it.
Yeah.
But skipping past Mario, still staying with video games. Have you played Zelda? Breath of the Wild.
I played Breath of the Wild. Didn't pass it. I got like maybe like half through it, but I haven't passed it.
But
I'm pretty
the trailer
disappointed
for the new one though?
Yeah, of course.
Everybody
thought it was gonna be called Breath of the Wild too, which is kind of like I didn't think it for some weird reason I didn't think it was gonna be called that because there's never really been a Zelda game that has the same
was a sequel.
Is a sequel game. Yeah, it's always been like Ocarina of Time, Majora,
Twilight Princess,
yeah,
Skyward Sword, and all these other games.
Yeah. Hyrule Warriors different, but
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it was just like a placeholder, like Breath of the Wild 2, because nobody had any idea what the game was going to be called.
Right.
Everybody only said Breath of the Wild 2 because
they knew it was going to be.
Everybody knew going into that. Sorry about that. I thought I was about to burp, but but yeah, going into it, everybody, you can tell it's the same game engine. So
right.
Same. Everything's going to be the same. It's a continuation of Breath of the Wild, which is actually great. This is like, going back to Ocarina and Majora's Mask. This is the first time a game is literally a direct sequel.
Yeah, since those two.
Every other game before that, well, I mean, when it comes to home consoles,
there
was the two other games on Game Boy, but
yeah,
I wasn't really a fan of those ones.
Those are like
other than A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening DX.
Link's Awakening was pretty sick.
That's the one that had the where it's like you're on this like other island that had like Mario villains too.
Yeah, it was weird.
I loved it.
It was crazy because like a lot of people thought it was like a crossover for some reason. But it was cool for what it was at the time. Yeah, but yeah, I seen the trailer. It was pretty. It got me. I was like, oh man, it got me in a sense where I'm like, I gotta pass Breath of the Wild now just to know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Like I beat it already one time when I had it initially because I bought it originally on the Wii U because that's technically what it was made for. Obviously they ported it to the Switch because the Switch was already coming out, and obviously it took on. It's like one of the best games on the Switch.
Yep. Better than Smash, which is crazy.
I ended up buying it again, obviously, for the Switch because I want to play it on the Switch. On the go, play it wherever I want. And I've only played like 3 hours into it.
Oh man!
But I'm just trying to like
because it's a tough way to go through.
I see all these videos online of people getting the Master Sword early. And
you've seen the speedruns about it? Some guy did it. He did speedrun with DLC in like under 20 minutes.
What?
Yes. It's out there.
Because a lot of glitches.
Yeah, the glitches.
You got to glitch through certain areas. You do all this other thing. Like
this guy was fighting with wood weapons with Ganondorf. I was like, how the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I was like, how is this even possible?
Right? Because it's like, damn, like, wow, shit. Like,
and he beat him. And I was like, what? Like, I was so shocked that he went to go fight him with wood weapons. I'm like, okay, like, this is gonna be interesting. How are you gonna beat him with that?
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna disclose what happens. Like you can go on YouTube and watch it, but just the fact that he beat him, I was like, all right, like maybe not even want to play it anymore. I was just like, all right, I'll just wait for the next one.
Right? And like, dude, like I started seeing like all these glitches and stuff for certain games. Like I went back to look at glitches for Twilight Princess, the one that was on the GameCube and the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
I go and I watch it, right? And I see these people doing this thing called what is this? A back in time glitch. It's literally the beginning of Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm.
You clip yourself through a gate that's closed with a rock. You jump off, and as soon as you're jumping down, you pause it, exit to title screen. I think that's what it was, or you soft reset the game back to the title screen.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do that, you have control of Link inside the title screen.
What the hell?
Yeah.
On the GameCube?
On the GameCube.
Oh, shit.
You have control, right? But you can't really do anything because if you press start or any button, it'll go into the game.
Right.
So you have control of him in the title screen. And you're on the bridge. So you just jump off, kill yourself.
Uh-huh.
I mean, unalive yourself. You go and do what you got to do. Jump off the bridge. You come back on the bridge. You're able to pause the game, save it, get out of the game, go back into it, and then you have all the items that Link had in the title screen.
Wow.
The suit, the sword, the shield, and
the bow and arrows.
I think one of them has I don't know if it's exclusive to North American or the PAL region. One of them has like the claw shot or something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, where was this when I was a kid, man? Like, I didn't know about this.
That's crazy.
Like, I was like, yeah, I could have skipped this.
That's like having just gold cartridge ocarina.
Yeah, good.
Because all you had to do was just use the
flute,
and you just pass
the whole thing was, bro. That whole mod or the whole glitch, literally skips the first hour of the game.
Literally,
the most boring part of the game.
Because you literally have to go and get everything too. So it's like
you have to go help out stuff in the village. You have to go save the kid from the monkeys when they get kidnapped and like all this other stuff. And it's like
Ape Escape type shit,
dude. Like I was like going through this because I have the game and I was like, man, I want to see if I can do that on mine. Like I want to be able to do that.
Right.
And then I seen another glitch that happens later on where you can bypass a certain place as the wolf. Where before you can jump into the twilight, it tells you need the sword and the shield.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the game, it only looks for the regular sword, which is you already have it.
Yeah.
But then it looks for the wooden shield. So you have to do this like glitch where you bring one of the enemies, and it's like there's this area right before the twilight. So a section of it is like, oh, this is where in this area is where it asks you if you have it. But if you're able to jump over this and go into the area where it just says, do you want to go inside?
Yeah.
You can skip that, like, because you already did the other glitch.
Wow.
Where you have the other sword and shield.
That's crazy.
And then you can get the Master Sword early.
That I've seen.
The first section where you're fighting those creatures.
Yeah.
If you're able to lock onto them with Midna and do that longer jump.
Yeah.
You can literally go out of bounds, run all the way to the side, jump down, and go where the Master Sword is.
Wow.
I was like,
I need to do this.
I need to do this. I was like, yo, this saves so much time.
It does.
Because once you're able to switch back and forth between Wolf Link and regular Link,
it's just easy.
It's so much easier. You get to go to places sooner. You get to do all these things so much easier.
That's the thing about Zelda games is like I feel like it's nothing wrong playing it traditionally, like going through the story. But then when you learn the glitches, and it's not like cheating too. Like the game,
it's like
essentially kind of allowing you, like they just kind of like learn and shit, learn the glitches, learn how to
kind of trips me out that people are able to find this stuff. So it's like
you seen that guy pass Super Mario World in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Where he just goes to he just goes through the stars, like literally just collects all the keys and then goes to Bowser's Castle.
I don't understand how people are able to do that so quickly. because I like growing up, that was my first introduction to Super Mario.
Right. Me too.
It was when I had my brother. Me and my brother were given a Super Nintendo for Christmas. We played it, and at the time I was only like 3.
Mm.
I was like 3, 4 years old, playing Super Mario World, and I beat that shit.
Oh yeah.
And I will take that to the end, until the end of me, because people are always like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Even my brother was like, "Nah, yeah, he did it."
Yeah. I've done it. I think I beat it like twice probably. But it's tough. It's really tough, especially as a kid. Like you just like, I think the most annoying part of my life as far as video games when you have to go against the fucking I'm forgetting his name. It's the turtle in the cloud, and he's throwing the sledgehammer.
Oh,
like this. I forget his
Latiku or
or
something.
something like
Yeah,
that.
he's on the cloud and
Yeah,
he throws the
like
spikes.
yeah, he's throwing like the spikes and he's jumping up in the air. And you're
Yeah,
Mario and you have to like be jumping around. I'm playing this on the. You play it on 64. I played it on the Game Boy.
no. I played it on the Super Nintendo
Oh, okay.
when it initially came out, because I think
I was playing on the Game Boy.
when they redid it, it was Game Boy Advance. It was Super Mario Advance 3, Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when they ported it over to the Game Boy Advance.
And I think I played it on the SP.
Yeah,
Pretty sure
Game Boy Advance SP. That's when it came out.
Yeah. I think it was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I beat it. But man, yeah. But it was cool because I think I mean shit. This is the kind of off topic, but like even playing all the Pokemons back in the day, I feel like even Pokemon right now it's like popping.
Oh,
like it's coming back to life again. Ever since they announced that Ash and Pikachu are leaving, or they left essentially. Man.
Dude, when they did that, I was like, damn, I gotta start watching these.
And they did that.
I kind of can't watch it because I'm like, I don't want to watch it in Japanese, and I know some people are gonna be like, what do you mean you don't want to watch an anime in Japanese? Because there's certain anime I watch in Japanese, but it's like, dude, we grew up with Pokemon in English. Obviously, we're in North America, so it's in English here.
Yeah.
Channel 5 growing up, we watched Pokemon. It was in English.
Yep.
I stopped watching when the voice actor changed.
When did he change?
Right before Diamond and Pearl, I believe. So like,
I've seen Diamond and Pearl that he had the same voice, so it might have been after, because I think that was like one of the last times I stopped watching it. Maybe I probably seen like some movies after, but yeah, I think I stopped right then and there. That was like because
I think I always forget the name of the region. I think, in all honesty, it was probably after the Hoenn region, because I know in the anime he was with Brock, May, and Max.
You're right.
That was
the last time.
Yeah, that was the last time I actually watched the anime. So right before Diamond and Pearl was when I stopped.
I continued to keep watching it when he had that one chick with him. She had like black hair, beanie, scarf. She had Piplup.
Damn, I don't know. That must be. It's probably Diamond and Pearl.
Yes, yeah.
After that, after the Hoenn region, I think I stopped.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't know what it was at the time for me. I think I saw the starters for Diamond and Pearl, which I think were Chimchar, Piplup, and Turtwig.
That's what it was.
I don't know what it was at the time. I was like, nah, I don't like these designs. I'm done. I'm done with Pokemon.
Even the newer ones too. Like, I don't know.
There's some of them. Like right now.
You know what's crazy though?
Like I'm playing the new one.
Oh, you're playing the new one?
Like I'm playing.
What is it? Sword and something?
No, Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet. Yeah.
Sword and Shield were the previous generation.
Yeah.
Right now I'm playing Scarlet, and I like the designs of 2 of them, which are the grass one that's a cat.
Yeah.
And then the water duck.
Yeah, the duck one got me.
The duck one, he looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool.
But you know the funny part is, I didn't choose either of them. I was like,
there's another one. What's the other one?
Fuecoco.
Is it a bird?
He's like a fire crocodile.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And me growing up, I played red. So it was Charizard all day.
I played both.
It's Charizard, and that Pokemon Red in me. I was like, I gotta go with the fire style.
So you were with Charizard,
Ruby, Cyndaquil, Torchic.
Did you play Ruby and Sapphire?
Yeah. I ended up picking Torchic. I was like, nah, I'm fire all the way through.
Yeah.
And I kind of tried to play the Diamond and Pearl games, so I ended up picking like Chimchar and stuff. But
yeah,
Yeah, I ended up was like, nah, it's not for me.
I feel like at the same time,
now it's cool though, but
yeah,
because I still play Pokemon Go. So
I've been so out of the game like ever since Diamond and Pro. So like I see the new Pokemon and they're cool, but I feel like the how would I say this? The drawings and the animation as far as like when you compare older Pokemon to new Pokemon, I feel like it's not the same. But at the same time too, I feel like I'm being a hypocrite because I feel like it's for the generations. You know, some people don't like maybe like I mean I don't know how anybody would say this, but
you got to look at it like this: Pokemon, it's not for us anymore.
it's not.
At our generation, the Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Diamond and Pearl, I guess.
Indigo.
That was like our stuff.
Yeah.
And then now, obviously, it's not for us. Just like when people say about Star Wars, and then people would talk shit when they would talk shit. When they would talk shit.
Yeah.
About the prequels.
Yeah.
About episodes 1, 2, and 3. And then people would be like, "Oh, it's not. This is not my Star Wars. This is not this and that." It's like, yeah. Do you really think like that?
Yeah.
Or is the fact that you watched these when you were 8?
Yeah.
And now you have a new generation who's watching this.
Right.
And they're 8.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I don't know. That's a whole different conversation that I'll just get into that deep hole as far as like the sequels and the prequels because I love the fact that the prequels, like the love that like I feel like I don't know when it comes to being a Star Wars fan, people that were hating on the prequels back in the day should not even say anything. Cause
okay. I love them because obviously we grew up with them.
Yeah.
But you got to admit the worst character is Jar Jar.
Yeah. But he's classic though.
He does some of the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny. And I remember laughing at some of that stuff when I was a kid, obviously.
Yeah. But now when you watch
it, when I go back to it, it's kind of like,
yeah, this isn't
why did I think this was funny?
No, it's crazy too because I remember like, and it goes back to how George like actually really listened to his fans. Like you really like listen to us because.
Yeah, they straight out cut him out. It was like
he was originally like going into episode 2, he wanted more Jar Jar, and when he heard now when it's at the time it was backlash because everybody was like, "Who the fuck is this dumbass character?" You know.
I know.
So then he heard and he was like, "Okay, like let's."
I know he pulled back on how much Jar Jar.
You only saw him in the first like scene of the second one. Second one.
I think he's in the third movie too.
He's in the third movie
because I know he's like part of the when they're talking and he's part of the council.
The council and political shit. Yeah. Then he's at. I think that's the only time you see him, and then you see him for Padme's funeral when they take her out. But
and then after that, he's gone, which is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wanted Jar Jar.
He was funny. I'm sure you've seen the Clone Wars though, right?
Oh yeah.
He's funny in the Clone. I think he's more funny in the Clone Wars than he actually was in the first
actual show.
Yeah,
in the actual movie. I mean, yeah.
If you go back and watch some of his stuff. Like he's funny in the Clone Wars.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just generations, man. Like I feel like we'll never get back what we have, but I hope that the new generation respects like the newer or the older stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love Frank's because we still get the nostalgia every time we go.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no way of like not feeling like a kid again being there.
And speaking of nostalgia, and there's an album that certainly that just came out recently, a couple days ago, as of the recording of this episode.
Yes,
a couple days ago, Logic dropped College Park on us.
It brought me back. It brought me back to the old days when I first started listening to him.
Yeah,
I started listening to him back in high school. This was like 2012, 2011. 2011, yeah, 2011, 2012. Found him on SoundCloud and I never went back. Heard all the mixtapes, dropped first album, second album, so on and so forth. This one, and we were talking about it, we were off camera, and I immediately texted you when it came out. I was like, "What do you think? What do you think?" And you said best one yet.
Yep. You gotta remember too. I was like, "Hold up, man, I'm asleep."
Yeah.
He texted me. It was like 11 at night, which I'm guessing was like a run through of the album. And as soon as it finished, it was, "Did you hear it?"
Yep, that's exactly what it was. And I was just like, man.
But yeah, at that time I was already like dead asleep. I was like, I was out.
I was just happy when you texted me in the morning. You were like, "Yeah, I'm already running through the second time."
I was like, I'm about to run through this thing like 2 times. I ended up running it twice when I was working, and shit, man, it made me have the same feeling I had listening to his first his mixtapes, pretty much.
You're right.
Which were, Young, Broken, Infamous, and the three
Undeniable,
Young Sinatras.
Young Sinatras, yeah.
And it just invoked that feeling that I got listening to those ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is the Logic that I really fuck with.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like not to say I didn't like his other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we've had debates.
His studio albums were great.
Yeah.
Under Pressure, No Pressure. We don't talk about Supermarket. Incredible True Story. Although it's not my favorite.
Oh man, that's my favorite.
It is still a great album. The Bobby Tarantino's 1, 2, and 3, because I know a lot of people don't really like 3 as much, but it has some good tracks on there.
I'm not lie. I don't think I've said this to you. I think I like 3 better than 2.
What?
Yeah. I thought, honestly,
I'm stunned.
From top to bottom, it's because from top to bottom, it wasn't like, how would I say this? I felt like 2 was a little too long, if that makes sense. Great songs. Don't get me wrong. Great songs, classic songs.
I guess which was, because it essentially was supposed to be a mixtape, in a sense, but
right.
It was a little bit longer. Like, I know the first one is not even that.
It's only like 5 songs at the time. Literally like right after Incredible True Story. Then everybody came out. And
but that first one, though, because it's that flexecution.
Oh, that's iconic. That's a classic right there.
That one and
Slave 2, Super Mario
honestly,
World.
I think that's from that album, or the mixtape album.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite song.
Slave
2. Slave 2.
Slave 2? I like 44. Is it called 44?
Yeah, the first 44.
First 44.
Well, it's called 44, but yeah.
44
I meant just the first one, because I know there's the other one. 44 more.
Yeah, 44 bars and then 44 more. Yeah, 44 probably has to be my favorite song about that time.
Yeah.
That's when we were just like started to hang out too. Like around that time.
Around that time when it came out was when you
we were like really
when we came into each other's life at Kmart.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I remember I'll never forget. I remember telling you about him. You were just like, man, I don't know about him. And then
I was like, man, I don't know. This guy's on the radio.
Just listen.
I was just like, I wasn't really big on anybody on the radio. And then he was like, no, trust me, dude. Trust me. Just check this out. Check it out.
Just listen to the mixtape.
I ended up listening to, first I listened to the studio albums.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay.
You're still kind of iffy about it too.
I'm like, it's not bad. Like I fuck with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was, obviously the first thing I really listened to was Flexecution. And I didn't really like it at first.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I started hearing other rappers that I listened to at the time and still listen to, like Futuristic and Snow the Product.
Mm-hmm.
They both did like their own remixes on the track. And I was like,
wow.
I was like, damn, like their sounds pretty good. And then I went back to the song and I was like, you know what, like this song's really fucking good.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed from there. And peace, love, and positivity.
Hell yeah. I was just listening to everybody before I got here, before I picked it up. I was like, damn, like now that College Park is out, it's like this dude really has a catalog of like
bangers.
Like a bangers, just bangers.
Yep.
Like I talk about it to my coworker all the time. Like I don't think there's ever been an artist actually. Like I love Kendrick, J. Cole, Travis, A$AP Rocky, like just to name a few. But I think just something about Logic, I'm just like, man, like he just really hits home for me, and just everything he says. Most of like I just hear some of his bars that he says in his verses in his songs, and I'm just like I could just relate to him. Like I could picture myself being a kid somewhere in my lifetime, or as an adult, growing as an adult, and just pinpoints of my life where I could think about. I'm like, damn, like it's crazy. It's very rare when you find an artist that can make you feel like everything's gonna be okay, but it's not. Like just certain things.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been a long time, and we actually got a chance to see him.
I know, we actually.
That
If
was
y'all
in itself.
ever peeped out my Insta, I posted a reel of the two of us at his concert last year.
Right.
Shit was fire.
It was.
We kept shouting out, "Play All I Do,"
Play All I
even though he
Do.
was like, obviously he wasn't gonna play it. I know that, but he had posted about some people that they were like shouting out to him like from another concert about playing the old shit, and then when he played the old shit, and nobody know the old shit. Well, they didn't know the lyrics. They might have known the song, but they didn't know the lyrics. And me and Broly were like, man, we know that shit. We know that shit.
Dude.
So when we were there, we're like, play All I Do, play it.
Even when we were driving over there to drive, we were talking about it. We were like, man, imagine if he plays this. Imagine he plays this. Yeah. And mostly just like older stuff, like, because that's, for me, that's why I fell in love with him. And, Art got to hear his older stuff and got to love it too. It's like his older stuff was, sometimes I catch myself just going back and just listening to older stuff, and now like studio albums, now College Park, and man, College Park, honestly, man.
This is going to be on replay for a while.
Oh, for a while. For a while. I would literally say, and before I continue, we were talking about it off camera, where his last album, Vinyl Days, great, amazing, dope. Yeah. It was clean. But to think he dropped this and it's like the mindset of this man, just like, it's like, I can't even put it into words. Like if I was speaking into him like in person, I'd be like, yo, like you are like something else. Yeah. Literally, like like the fact that he's true to himself, obviously. Yeah. Loves what we love, video games, all that kind of jazz, and sings about it. And he's able to interpret it in a way where like it's hip hop and it's like, but it's like nerdy too. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like that's like,
oh, amazing. How did he say it? And I think it's in, I don't know if it's in a skit or an interview or something. It's like, yeah, I play video games. I like anime. I'm a nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think cool. That's part of the reason why I ended up liking him. Because as I got to know him, who he actually is, right. Like through his music and everything, and the references he makes to pop culture, movies, video games, the anime, or even in like some of the skits. I think it's
like life in general.
During No Pressure, I want to say, when he has Thalia say that, during the creation of this album, the animes in rotation were Samurai Champloo,
yeah,
Cowboy Bebop, and
Trigun,
yeah, and then like the artists that he had playing,
yeah,
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and like
Red Hot,
all this other stuff. And at the time, obviously, I was already a fan of him, but just having those in the skit, I was like, damn, man, like now I really understand why I fuck with him so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, obviously there's the fact that he's a dad and he put out that song Dad Bod.
That's
I got that I got that down, but I've been trying to
and the fact that he played it at the concert, like, bro, it brought so much joy that he played it. I just remember grabbing it. I was like, he's playing it.
He's like, he's playing your song. This your song. Yeah, man. And bro, then we were
so
right
dope.
there, and I was just rapping along. We were just doing
it the whole thing. I love that part. Yeah. Yeah, he played a lot of good songs at the concert. A lot of songs that I wish he could have played. Obviously, he can't play everything. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was around Vinyl Day, so he was going to play more Vinyl Day songs.
Yeah.
Brought out more of like, Conventions of a Dangerous Mind. And it's crazy too, because like I feel like on a mainstream level, like I feel like that album is more of his mainstream. At first, it was everybody, but then when he dropped that, like it became that.
Yeah, I feel like Confessions was more of a radio album than Everybody was, because like you were saying, Everybody was that first like real mainstream album.
Yeah,
that was obviously he did Under Pressure, and that was a mainstream album, but
exactly
it didn't do as well as Everybody, just because it had the 1-800 song and how big he is when it comes to mental health,
right,
and everything. So I think obviously that kind of pushed that album to the front of being the mainstream one. But then as soon as Confessions came out, then that one was more of like, oh, because he had all these other people on the album.
Yeah, exactly.
So he kind of like branched out so that other people can hear the music that he has.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that was a bad thing. I'm not saying it was a good thing either, but I like the track he did with G-Eazy, Commando.
Yeah, it was good.
That's like honestly probably one of my favorite songs other than Homicide.
Right.
And that's the only reason Homicide gets that is because it has M on the track.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we said that for years. I think it was around Incredible True Story. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Incredible True Story. Everybody, I was like, damn, imagine like he did a song with Eminem.
Yeah, I know.
We always said that.
Him and M, we were like, damn, like
that would be
it's gonna be so great. Like if they were to hop on a track together and just getting them together on a track, and then the fact that they were able to get on a track together was great.
It was,
and then in the video, obviously, he has they both have stunt doubles.
Oh yeah.
Playing them,
It was like honestly that was cool because it was like a part of like it was like a little or I think for me it was like an homage to like the Slim Shady era because like he had like that stunt like I think it was I'm going blank here what Please Stand Up, right?
Oh yeah, for the real Slim Shady.
Yeah, so like when that obviously that's a classic music video song itself and music video for us because we saw like the people like that look like him and like that I thought we all thought that was cool at the time, so I thought that was cool that they did that
and
like
then,
for
and
both
then the fact
white
that,
guys
and then the fact that Eminem shows up in the video at the end, that little skit.
Oh yeah.
Like when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Doing the whole little the Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, the Chris D'Elia one.
Chris D'Elia was doing
that was
like
dope.
A joke thing.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, man, it's just. But going back to the album now, right off the bat, what's your favorite track?
That's how crazy this album is because it's been a long. I mean, no, like mind you, we were just giving him his flowers the whole time. I think it's been a long time. As great, like I said, as great as Vinyl Days were, for me personally, there were some skips. The one I would say, outside of, well, I could actually say it like my favorite album, which is Incredible Story. I could listen to it the whole way. That's probably the only album I can listen to the whole way. Outside of that, this one is like neck and neck with both of them, so it's kind of a little difficult. But as far as favorite track, it's a toss up between Clone Wars 3 and it had to be like Light Years at the end, and but between Light Year, it has to be. There's 3, so it's Clone Wars, Paradise 2, because Paradise 1 was one of my favorites on the Incredible True Story album, and Light Years. So they're all like this right now. So it's like all neck and neck. It's like the trilogy for me.
Yeah, like Paradise 2, like when he dropped it as a single first before the album came out, it took over being like my favorite, because before that, like obviously the first one he dropped was Wake Up.
Yeah.
Wake Up, banger all day.
Yeah.
Banger. Paradise 2 dropped, and I think it was the last one to drop before Lightsabers.
Yeah. But you still have High on Life too,
which
was a nostalgia thing for us because it was like the Clerks thing. So
that if you guys saw the video, he did a video with Kevin Smith directing it, and Kevin Smith in a little clip that Logic posted, it was like, oh yeah, the Kevin Smith was like, this is technically Clerks 4, people. So yeah, and it was cool, because we watched Jay and Silent Bob and the Clerks movies growing up, so
classic.
It was just perfect, and that I think that's another reason we fuck with him. He likes the same shit that we do, like
everything.
Like in all honesty, I feel like if we were in a room with Logic, and actually had to, have that conversation with him, or hopefully one day, like we say, we get him on the podcast,
maybe one day,
and talk to him. We'd literally be talking about anime, movies, music, and like in all honesty, I think most of the conversation would be more about video games and movies than it would. Sure. Obviously we would love to talk about his music and everything, but I think we'd end up going off on tangents about anime and like all this other nerdy shit, because that's just how we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And That would still be a great episode.
Oh, it would be amazing. It'd be me. I think it would just for personally me, I think I would just have to like hold my giddiness about it. I think I would just try to get like that giddiness out of me
I'd be like,
first. Exactly. And then I would
it's
just
a
be
pleasure
like,
to meet you, sir.
it's like it's crazy. Like this, it's just the impact this dude has on us. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
Yeah, man.
album it's definitely gonna be on repeat for a while. I've already annoyed my coworker about it. Not my roommate because we live with each other. But yeah, he was. It's funny because like I listened to it all day on Friday, all day, and he was. It's funny because like everywhere we were driving to, going back home, he was like, "Didn't you just play the song?" Because he was hearing the skits, and
Yeah.
because that's the thing I love about. I think well before I continue, like he was like, "Oh, didn't I hear the song?"
Is
I
that
was
how
like,
he
"No."
recognized it? Because of the skits that were
Yeah,
playing?
because he was hearing the skit about how when Logic was going off on Castro about being a hitman,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
was hearing that part, but he got it confused with the drive through part.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Wait, didn't I just hear this?" And I was like, "No, it's a different song." He's like, "Bro, you gotta change this shit." I'm like, "No,
Like, yeah, no,
nope,
sorry, I'm not doing that.
nope, that's not gonna happen."
Yeah, but yeah, like right now, like I'm stuck between Clone Wars 3 and Red Pill 7. It's like I don't know, it's just something about those songs where I'm like I don't know, it like invokes this feeling in me of like, damn, like this is why I love his music so much.
Oh, for sure. And he already like it's crazy because he's dropped as far as like um verses and parts. He's already dropped a Lord of the Rings verse.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped or bars, so to say,
Yeah.
3 Star Wars bars, like just a bunch of just random shit. Splinter Cell. I mean, who didn't play
He
Splinter
did
Cell?
the Futurama reference with
Future, yeah,
Bender
yeah, that was
and
dope.
Percy. He's like Percy I-8, and I don't want to
Yeah, then there we go.
go listen to the album, people.
Hell yeah,
That's
College
just
Park.
fire.
That's just dope. He just dropped today. Another snip of the showing that he had, and he literally wrote, "This is just a little taste of what's gonna happen on tour."
Oh shit.
Dropped it today, so we've
Yep.
been talking about it. So I know I mean, we're
Yeah.
going back, people. We are going back. We're gonna go see him
And
again.
then next time he's in concert, we're definitely gonna go.
Especially for
So
this album. He could play this whole album and be done with it, and I'd be perfectly fine. I'd be just okay with that.
yeah. But if he were like, you know what, I'm done
Yeah,
with music,
yeah.
same. I'd be perfectly fine with him just, you know.
Especially now because
But I don't want him to.
nah, never.
I would love
We
for
were so sad
for him
when
to keep dropping music. We were like
devastated.
devastated when he first said about retiring back in 2020. And then we were ecstatic when he came back because
Joey.
I kind of feel like he came back. Obviously he said it was like it's something. It's just a part of him. He has to be doing music.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we all know he still had one more album to do with Jeff Jam.
Multiple.
So it was like
right.
he still had to drop another album for
It's
them.
so crazy how he's independent now, and especially after this out. Like and it was crazy too. I don't think you even noticed that he was supposed to drop this one. He was supposed to drop College Park before Vinyl Days.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "Nah." He's like, "I ain't giving you this one."
Yeah,
he's like, "I'll give you
like,
Vinyl Days, but I won't give you this one."
I kind of mentioned this to you too. Like when we're talking about how Vinyl Days it's great, but it's not College Park anymore.
No, not at all.
It's a good album. Well, it's a great album, but and he had bangers on that album, but that album doesn't hit the way College Park does.
Yeah.
And
obviously
like
went back,
the Vinyl Days, like my favorite song from that one is Therapy Days.
Yeah, how's it going?
With Russ.
Like that one.
And that's honestly, like, for me, that's like the best song on the album, other than Bleed It.
Other than Vinyl Days?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Therapy Music and
with DJ Premier in the background, fucking scratching. Damn, that was my favorite one.
Like I like that song, but for me, it doesn't touch Therapy Music and Bleed That.
Bleed It, as far as because they used the sample for Beastie Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's part of the reason.
Yeah,
because it's the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
sampling, and I'm like,
the way they did that in the documentary. Oh, dude, that was.
I know, because it's like
he's like, look at this, and
he does this, and it's like it didn't even say that.
It didn't.
And it's like he literally just took like a clip of like the end of this word, the middle of this word, and just put it together and Bleed That. And I was like,
that drop when it drops.
Like, yo, how did?
Yeah,
it's like I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Being able to like splice words and everything together and just sample it, put it on a track. Ah, man,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got to start doing that because
That's He did that on Heard Him Say on the No Pressure,
yeah.
where he had the girl say instead of her say at the ending where I heard him say as the song keeps continuing, she's like, I heard him switch up, I heard him switch up.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a thing. That's another one that he also did, which is he
Yeah.
also did an interview for that one. He was like, how did you even do this? And he even showed like, okay, do this, put it in the computer, put in the BPM, hit it a couple times, but like it's
I
crazy.
know
Like it's just
insane,
he's
man.
a fucking wizard, literally. He's literally a wizard. Excuse my language, but he's a fucking wizard.
Yeah, he is. When it comes to that, man, like I don't know. It's just
And I love the fact was when, as far as like the bleed it, when he's doing it, if you notice in the background, he's watching Rogue One. Like just little things like about this man, just like he's watching Rogue One, getting inspiration from Star Wars, like just sound melodics, like things you could tell, like things that he enjoys, he listens to and uses it. I think another thing where I've seen an interview, he did an episode called the first Bobby Boy episode, where he's doing the tour right before he had moved to Montana. He had like a little like clerks little post like a poster that Six gave to him, and it's like signed by Kevin Smith and then signed by they're signed by both of them. Fast forward, what do we get? We got High Life with
we got High Life with Kevin Smith directing, dude. That was awesome. That was great, honestly.
They look old now though. That's bro. It was crazy because I seen him. I was like, no way, that's them now. I couldn't believe like that's how they look now. It's like, what the fuck?
I know. It's like,
I just kept thinking like how they look. I just thought they were gonna come back looking like themselves from like 2000,
almost 20 years ago. It's like, damn, man. Like, I know to think about that is crazy, but you know, going back to how you're saying about Logic being able to sample things, you know, pull things from, you know, movies and music and things like that. Like, you know, I've had this conversation with you before about how I wanted to do music.
Yes.
And you know, I don't know what it was. Like, I would always think like, damn, like I would love to put certain things in songs or as like a skit here and there, or just the beginning of a track. Like, you know, I was born 94, so I didn't grow up with the first Transformers, the Generation 1.
The first one, yeah.
I grew up Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't watch G1, which you know was finally coming to the Transformers, the movie franchise.
Right.
I'm excited. I love it, and I can't wait for it.
Looks great, honestly.
But the thing I always wanted to put on a track was what Optimus Primal says. Maximals, maximize.
Yeah.
Which is them, you know, their version of the Autobots roll out.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love to put that at the beginning of a track.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously I could take a sample from an episode or anything,
right,
and just put it on a track. But I was always like, for some reason, that always like stuck with me when I was like, I want to do music so badly.
Right.
And it was always like, I want to do that, and then like add in the
episode
of the changing.
Yeah, the original version. Yeah,
from the original one, or even you know do the from the G1 Autobots transform and roll out,
and then just beat,
and then just like drop it into a beat, and then but it's always like everything I've taken from Transformers, from Power Rangers, anything like that.
Right.
I've wanted to put it into like
music,
you know, music, and like try to use that, or even like for some reason like it always stuck with me of trying to create a beat out of the communicator noise.
Yeah.
Like I still want to do that.
Yeah.
And you know, I did bring up Power Rangers. You know, we do have to talk about
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's how long we haven't seen each other for.
It's been a while, and
that you're the first person I thought of when that went down. And I was like, damn, like, because I know that right there is like struck a big blow in your heart for sure.
Dude,
that was.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, back in November, I want to say it was.
Yeah, around that time.
Back in November, Jason David Frank, who plays Tommy Oliver in the Power Rangers universe, had passed away. And I'm not going to mention the cause of death. That's not anything of my business to be mentioning. But when I heard that and I seen this being posted online, my first thought was, no fucking way.
Right. That's everything.
Like,
yeah.
there's no way. I'm like, this man's in his 40s. Like,
legend.
Like, ain't nothing. I'm like, this is some bullshit. Somebody's like pulling somebody's leg.
Yeah.
And I seen one video of it. And I'm like,
nah,
okay. I'm not going to watch it.
Right.
Scrolling on YouTube. And then I reload it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see. I search up Jason David Frank.
Right.
20 plus videos.
Yeah.
Mentioning that he passed away. And I'm like,
that's when.
Okay, this is getting a little out of hand if this is real.
Yeah.
I click on a video. They mention that he passed away, sometime last night. And I was like, what? Like, nah, like, I still couldn't believe it. And then TMZ and all these other news outlets started posting that he had passed away.
Yeah.
And I fucking broke down. Cried.
Yeah.
Straight up, just bawling my eyes out.
Yeah. And the thing, the one that got me, I didn't believe it either until I saw his daughter's post on Instagram. I was like, oh, like that right there is a little fighter for me. I was like, man, like.
I know. I seen that. Yeah, Jenna had posted.
Yeah,
Jenna had posted, and so did his older daughter.
Yeah.
From before, Tammy.
Yeah.
She had posted saying about that her father passed away.
Bro, man was a legend. Like, I wish we could have met him. He would be at Frank's all the time. Yeah. All the time. Like, he loved his fans. He really talked to everybody. Never turned a blind eye. He was always just like, yeah, come here. Like, like watching all his videos, rewatching all the stuff he did on Power Rangers. Like, he basically, like, he really made that show. Like, he made people watch that show. Like people were into it, but like he himself made like everybody like love the Green. Like, he'll for always be the Green Ranger, but everybody didn't pick another color. No one wanted to be another color if it wasn't for him. Like, his shit was
growing up. Like, it did start a little before our time, but he is the reason Power Rangers was successful. And it was shown that he literally was the reason. It was like, when he came on the show, he was the first person to actually be like an actual martial artist.
Right.
Like, he was already doing karate.
Yeah. He was Jason Statham before Jason Statham.
he was that action hero for the kids.
Hell yeah. He was John Claude before John. Well, no, I wouldn't say John Claude before John Claude.
Well, you don't remember what happened with that?
With
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jason
Jordan?
David Frank?
What? No. He was on Power Rangers?
He almost beat his ass.
No way.
Jason David Frank.
Really?
He was like, I don't know the specifics. I don't remember if there's a video. I think there might be a video of the confrontation. I think Van Damme had said something about Jason David Frank, and Frank approached him like,
wow,
and they kind of got into it.
What?
And like, I don't think he like even let Van Damme like get anything in.
Damn.
Like, that's think, crazy. Like, in all honesty, if I remember correctly, I think he like had him like pinned on the wall.
Oh shit.
And
that's crazy.
It was like, because I remember he talked about it. Like, Frank talked about it, like saying like, oh, that he had said something to him and kind of like, got him a little mad. But I was like, oh shit, like
that's crazy. He beat a Legends ass too.
Right.
Well, both of them are Legends in the same right, but yeah. I mean, it sucks. it sucks that that had to happen. But I mean, people are
Yeah.
still rocking his shit, talking about him, which they should. Like it's as far as like being in the nerd community. I always see
Yeah.
on Instagram people are still like posting his stuff. Anybody who's anybody. I mean, I don't think there's anybody I know like that isn't into Power Rangers even to this day that has to mention his name or talk about it even more now.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
if you guys didn't know, he has a project that's still coming out. It's called Legend of the White Dragon that he's doing with Bat in the Sun, and it's kind of if you see the trailer for it, it's very obvious where the inspiration is from. It's heavily Power Ranger influenced,
mm-hmm.
and it's more for the adults, the people who grew up watching the original Power Rangers, or you know, just seeing Jason David Frank as this like more, I guess, in a sense, violent Power Rangers. Like,
Something kind
and
of we
it
wanted
was
as a
something that everybody always wanted, but we knew
right.
we wouldn't get it with Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a project that they were doing. It's called Legend of the White Dragon. It should be coming out sometime, I believe, this year. And he actually was able to play alongside with his daughter.
That's awesome.
She's also playing in the movie. Obviously she plays his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe the person who plays his wife in this movie is also a former Power Ranger, Serena Vincent. She was the yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and the project's supposed to have like a lot of different people that are from Power Rangers. Like, I know Jason Fonts is part of it, Johnny Young Bosch. I believe Karen Ashley might be a part of it. I'm not sure. I think that might have been a different project that they were all a part of. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the yellow Megaforce / Super Megaforce Ranger is also in this as well.
Damn.
So if you guys, get a chance, maybe go check it out. The trailer on YouTube,
Check it out.
and look out for it. It'll be coming sometime this year, and I want to talk a little bit more about Power Rangers because there's something else that was gonna be coming out pretty soon. But when it comes to Jason David Frank, you're my idol growing up, and you were the reason a lot of people wanted to get into martial arts, and you're a hero to a lot of people. And it sucks that you're gone, but we'll never forget you. And for all my Power Ranger friends, to Jason David Frank, may the power protect you.
Amen. Hell yeah.
And moving on a little bit, not to
Sour the mood.
yeah, sour the mood, but sticking with Power Rangers, there's a 30th anniversary special coming out soon.
Oh shit.
On Netflix on April the 19th.
Damn.
It's a bit of a mixture of the two original teams for Mighty Morphin.
Mm.
We got Walter E. Jones reprising his role as Zach. So the original Black Ranger.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
Nice.
David Yost coming back as Billy. We have Steve Cardenas coming back as Rocky.
Oh shit.
We have Karen Ashley reprising her role as Aisha. And we have Catherine, I always forget her last name, but the second Pink Ranger. She's also coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're going to have another Alpha. I don't think it's Alpha 5, because by that point, I think, it's been 30 years since the original. And
yeah.
If I remember correctly, Alpha 5 is gone. There was an Alpha 6 in Power Rangers in Space.
Mm-hmm.
So this could possibly be Alpha 7, but who knows?
That'd be crazy.
And they do have a character that they're introducing for this episode. She's going to be the daughter of Trini. Since, if you follow Power Rangers, you know that the actress that played Trini, Doi Trang, is, no longer with us. Passed away back in 2001 in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
So this character is supposed to be her daughter, and we haven't really got too much details about the episode, and kind of happy that we don't, because I want to be a little surprised as to what's going to happen. But
right.
I can be fairly certain, at least what I'm thinking is going to happen is she is the Yellow Ranger in this episode. So
yeah, she has to be for sure.
I'm kind of like a bit confused as to how they're going to do the whole Black Ranger situation, since both of them are there, because we do also have Adam Young Bosch returning and reprising his role of Adam.
Right.
So I'm like, well, we got two Black Rangers, we got two Yellow Rangers.
So how's
this gonna work out?
Yeah.
But yet there's also the inclusion that the Adam character and Aisha, they're wearing a uniform. And there's like a little badge here that says SPA. And people were at least first theorizing, because you couldn't really see the A, they thought it said SPD, which was another series of Power Rangers called Space Patrol Delta. And everybody was like, yo, like, are they gonna finally introduce like them starting the Space Patrol Delta? But then they confirmed that it was SPA, and everybody's like, oh, maybe it's Space Patrol Alpha, the precursor to Delta. Because timeline-wise, SPD takes place in 2025.
Damn.
So
like
us being in 2023
crazy
right now,
yeah,
it's 2 years away. You know, if you were to line up the timeline, I guess.
Yeah.
It would make sense for them to start, or at least have some, like, you know, some already like organization of it, of SPA.
Right.
And then, you know, somehow within the next 2 years of them transitioning into the SPD. Like, I don't know, like I'm excited for this episode.
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm happy to see where they're gonna, you know, what they've been doing, you know, what's been up. We've seen them a few times, at least, you know, Steve Cardenas, Kat, and Johnny Young Bosch. You know, we haven't really seen Aisha since the Alien Rangers, when they all got turned to kids.
Wasn't that like in 20?
No, that's
way before, right?
That's before 2000, bro.
Holy shit!
That's like I want to say 90.
I was gonna say 2003, 2004.
Let's see, because Mighty Morphin started in '93.
Yeah.
And it ran for 3 seasons, and the last 10 episodes were the Alien Rangers.
Right.
And they all get turned into kids, and that's the last time we see her. She's looking for her Zeo crystal, but she gives it to Tanya, who at the time is also a kid, because everybody got turned back into kids, but it's because the whole timeline, like everybody on Earth got like shifted back into like 10 years ago.
Damn.
You know, that's when we get introduced to Tanya and Aisha. That's the last time we see her.
Wow.
So it's like, it'll be cool to see, you know, how she's going to be there and like what she's been up to. Obviously, you know, her and Adam are the SPA, you know, and then we'll see what happens with that. But, you know, and like I said, we've seen Rocky, you know, we've seen Kat, we've seen like a few of the other Rangers here and there for certain specials, like, you know, 10th anniversary, 15, 20, 25, and now the 30th anniversary. And I'm hoping, you know, we get some kind of surprise. Like, I know Jason David Frank is gone, and he really didn't do anything like for them anymore for Power Rangers, but yet there's a Green Ranger that's in there. So people are kind of theorizing like, oh, maybe it's Adam, since he was a Green Ranger later for, you know, Zeo and Turbo. But I feel like that doesn't really fit, and a lot of other people have been speculating maybe it's JJ, who is at least in the comics the son of Tommy Oliver and Kat.
Oh shit.
And, you know, I think that'd be a great, you know, nod to Jason David Frank.
Yeah,
and, you know, him not being there, that would be the best thing. Or some people have even stated like, oh, it would have been cool like if his daughter would have shown up on the Power Rangers and, you know, been the Green Ranger. Like, I think that'd be like a great thing too. But, you know, guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that episode.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy. It's been 30 years. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, 1993. Before we were born.
For real. 2 years before we were born.
Well, 2 years for you.
Oh, that's true.
1 year for me.
1 year for you. That was a good year.
Yeah.
That was a great time. I feel like the 90s and 2000s brought so much like nostalgia as far as like content, like pop culture content.
Yeah.
Because
like literally everything that's coming back now is from our childhood.
Exactly.
Like, they've been what? Like even like when it comes to styles of like clothes.
Right.
Like I've seen a bunch of TikToks of like people are like, oh, like this was in style back in the 90s, or this was in style with this and that, and then you hear that person's kid say, no, this is in style now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny because
they're like, this is the new thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not new.
Nah, it's funny because like my aunt used to tell me that all the time. She would be like, yeah, like I'd be like, oh, like I want to wear this, or I have like a, there'd be like a trend or something, like, oh, I need to buy this or buy this. She's like, oh, that's back, and I'm like, what do you mean it's back?
Right.
And I caught myself doing that because I remember, well, I mean, now like more of the style, more or less style now is like flared jeans and stuff. So I have like a couple flared jeans right now at the moment. And I went to my grandma's house and she saw me wearing them. She's like, oh, I remember wearing those. And I'm like, oh, that's right, on the 70s, like,
yeah.
It's crazy how it's true when certain styles of clothes comes back. I'm waiting for what I don't want to come back is the swagger.
Oh,
the skinny jeans.
The skinny jeans and
I was a victim of that, I'm not gonna lie. It was cool for what it was at the time, but you would catch me dead if I would fucking be wearing that type of shit again.
Yeah, I remember when that started, people were like, "Oh, Arik, are you not gonna, start wearing these?" I was like, "Yo, I got like football player legs. That's not gonna work for me, man."
Like, this ain't gonna...
I was like, my legs are too big.
Nope.
I'm gonna look like Batista.
Dude, oh my god.
Speaking of Batista,
we're talking about
Guardians 3 is coming out, and he just recently did a movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, what's it
called?
Knock at the Door. Yeah, oh, I was gonna say Knock at the Door.
Well, I mean, he does technically knock at the door, but
Yeah.
Have you been able to watch it yet?
I haven't seen. You're talking about Knock at the Cabin?
Knock at the Cabin.
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh.
Wasn't gonna watch it, but I heard
really good.
Really?
It's really good.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, I won't spoil anything for you or for anybody else that hasn't seen the movie, but it's a great movie. The story of it is, it's like you don't know what's going on. Like, you can tell, okay, from the trailer.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty crazy, honestly. When I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck?
The group of people come to a cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we have to come in. Like, we want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is the reason whether or not the earth and everybody here will continue.
Mm-hmm.
And
sounds like
M. Night Shyamalan. It's like, what? Like, it's like, at first it's like, what's going on? Like,
right.
And it's supposed to be that the family has to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's said in the trailer.
Was this like a book at one point? Or am I tripping?
I don't know if it was a book or anything. Shit, because if it was, I'd probably buy the book. But
yeah.
But no, like, it's...
I mean, M. Night,
M. Night, I don't know, like, he has movies that are... I feel like it's a hit or miss with him.
Yeah.
And he does have a cameo in the movie. I know that.
Oh, okay.
He like shows up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is, it's a bit of a, makes you think.
Mm.
Like, what's going on with all this stuff? Like is what they're telling them true?
Mm-hmm.
Is this some kind of like, targeted
Matrix
attack? Is this just something that, are these people crazy? Are they telling the truth? Like, it's a mind bender when it comes to this movie. But when you get a chance,
I gotta check it out for sure.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen this movie, you should definitely check it out.
I definitely gotta check it. Yeah.
It was a great movie. I loved it.
Speaking of movies, we were just talking about off air too. The new Ant-Man.
Yep, the new Ant-Man movie.
It was I mean, we don't want to spoil it for people, but I mean, it
was a bit of a 50-50 for a lot of people.
It was, honestly. But honestly, I didn't think it was like I would rewatch it.
Yeah, like I didn't
It was
really
that good. Like for me personally, it was that good for me to like be
like
able to rewatch it.
going into it. Like I already seen like a lot of people just hating on the movie about certain things,
Right.
you know, and it's shown in the trailer that you know MODOK is in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not the MODOK that
We
you know that we
know in the
already
comics
know.
and
It's
yeah.
a different person being this version of MODOK,
Right.
and
Which is cool because like I
and it's
feel like
fine. It kind of ties
the
you know
story.
the story in with the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't want to say too much. We don't want to spoil it, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it does bring that back to the first movie. And that's all I'll say from that because if I go any further, then it's just going to give it away.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I did not like whatsoever the character of Cassie.
Really?
For some reason,
I thought
she
she was
came off
great.
as annoying. Not that it was like there's certain parts where it was just a bit annoying from her.
Okay.
Like I feel like the comedy from her was kind of forced.
I can see that.
Like it wasn't really as natural as the other movies.
Mm.
Like even some of the Scott parts of him trying to be funny,
They felt forced a little
yeah,
bit.
it felt
Yeah.
a little forced, and
But
it
it wasn't
wasn't
too forced, I believe.
not too much, but it was enough for me to be like,
And it's
you're
funny.
not being genuine.
It's funny too because you know we know Marvel to be like funny in moments where it should be serious. You know what I mean? But I feel like with I don't know. I mean because it's Paul Rudd. You know Paul Rudd. He's just like I can't. Okay, I mean again not to spoil the movie. That ending scene when that fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
I can't like as it had mixed emotions about it because I'm watching it and it was a great scene. Don't get me wrong, it
Mm-hmm.
was a great scene. I'm watching it because it ties into what's coming next, and I'm watching it. I'm just like, okay, all right. But when I look at Paul Rudd, I'm just like, he's funny. Like I can't picture him like
Being so serious.
exactly, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because I was just having a conversation with me and my roommates a couple of days ago where like we were talking about Adam Sandler, where he's
Mm-hmm.
made two like very serious movies,
Yeah.
like with Uncut Gems and Hustle.
Okay. Oh yes.
They're really good. They're really
great
really good.
movies.
Yeah. But and it's funny because it's like we've known him to be that funny dude back in the day, just
Yep.
all comedy. So, but like now that we see him into this type of setting, it's kind of like, oh shit, like damn, he could do that. You know what I mean? So when I'm looking at this movie and I'm looking at Paul Rudd, I'm like, okay, like I just hear him when I hearing him getting very serious. I'm just very like,
I can't take you
I
too
can't.
serious.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't do like
Yeah.
like I could picture Chris Hemsworth getting serious. I could even picture Tom Holland getting serious, and he's just he's young. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean? But
know.
he's at the ending of I mean, shit. No Way Home's been out for a while. People could
Yeah.
you know when he's fighting.
If this is a spoiler to you, I think
yeah, this is
you kind of did this to yourself.
exactly yeah when he's fighting William Dafoe at the end, like that right there was a definitive moment for himself because we from the other two movies he's very been like kiddish, kind of serious, but not really. But that moment right there was like, oh shit, like that was
I know
that was
like
super dope.
because if you go back to Homecoming, you can see he's obviously his character. He's still a kid. He's supposed to be 16.
Yeah,
and he's still
the transition was amazing,
childish, and that's why the whole thing of him when Tony Stark tells him, "You're not ready to do this.
right?
You're not ready. You can't do this because you." He's like, "Okay, I'm going to take away the suit." Oh well, I can't do it without the suit. Then you should never have it. Then you shouldn't even have it.
Right. That was.
But
that
then
was
being able to prove that he didn't need the suit, not only to Tony Stark but to himself, shows the maturity that he's able to mature through the movie, and that's what I like to see when it comes to the character development.
Yeah,
and that's the best part of it, because then
would you put Tom Holland's trilogy? Would you put Tom Holland's trilogy above a lot of trilogies, as far as like
at least when it comes to the MCU and now the extended MCU with everything being multiverse?
Right.
Honestly, I would put that as the number one trilogy.
Wow.
Because when it comes to all three movies,
right,
each movie is a hit.
Over Captain America? Really? After first, Winter Soldier, Civil War.
From the three of those movies, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
First Avenger, than Civil War.
Really?
Civil War, between the 3 Captain America movies, was the worst one.
Wow, that's
when
crazy.
it comes to story, it was the worst one. And because you got to look at it too, that Captain America movie wasn't technically a Captain America movie.
It wasn't. It was just
It
like
was
a
an
throw-in
Avenger. It was
Avenger.
like a
Yeah.
2.5
Yeah.
for Avengers.
That's true.
And the Thor movies.
But to even put it at the bottom, that's kind of like, even for
But
what
it's like
they
you
had
can,
to work with. Obviously,
yeah,
because we know the comics, it's grandiose and it's fucking everybody
yeah.
and it's supposed to be in it. But like, for what they did, the storyline, how they implemented all the characters that we know in the MCU, I thought that was, I mean, it's definitely in my top 5, maybe top 3. No, it's in my top 5. I want to say.
I'm like top 3. No way.
Yeah, nah.
Honestly, from this point right now, my top MCU movie,
give it to me,
is No Way Home.
Top number 1.
That is number 1 for me.
Over right Endgame and
over
Endgame. Infinity War.
It's No Way Home, Endgame, Infinity War.
The reason why I can't, there's a lot of people that it's crazy. We haven't had this debate in a while. The reason why I can't put, for me, No Way Home is in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put it number 1 only because, and I had this debate with a lot of my other friends. Some of my friends even have No Way Home above Dark Knight, but that's another conversation. And I wouldn't say, but the only reason I don't put it above Infinity War, because I think Infinity War is the best, I think, only because the story, the plot, the conflict, everything that had to deal with No Way Home, it was great. But the number one thing that it got everybody, and you know this more than anybody, I think more than anything, it was the nostalgic reason of fucking Toby and Andrew coming back. That was the number one reason why a lot of people put it up there. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing to see them coming back again. The way they came back they utilized them to the best of their ability. And they're going to continue when Secret Wars comes out.
Oh,
hopefully.
Yes, definitely.
So that's going to be fucking crazy.
I can't wait for them to show up in Secret Wars.
I just want to skip Kang. I'm like, okay, just take me to the screen. I know.
It's take me to screen. It's not that the Kang movie isn't going to be great, the Kang Dynasty of the Avengers.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great movie.
It's going to be bad.
And we already have the confirmation from Kevin Feige that a lot of Avengers are going to die.
Yeah, even more of, like this time, for sure. Yeah. Not like Infinity War or Endgame, like what we got.
Yeah, and like they're going to actually be dead.
Yeah.
Then at the same time too, you got to remember that's also going to be multiverse stuff. So we could also get the deaths of different versions of these characters.
That's very true.
So I'm hoping, with all that happening, whoever dies, and they die heading into Secret Wars, because it's obvious what they're going to do for Secret Wars.
I'm still trying to figure out what they're
going to be on Battle Planet.
Is that the case? Because there's 3 different versions. So I was like, okay, it's either Battle Planet, the Secret Society shit that they do, and I forget the other one.
Because like when it comes to like, at least from what I remember from the cartoon, because I'm a big Spider-Man 94 fan.
True.
And if you guys didn't know, it's the animated Spider-Man. They went to Battle World, and it was with the Beyonder. He just wanted to put villains, heroes all together fighting.
It's literally Clash of Champions.
Yeah,
literally.
Technically.
That's why I call it Secret War.
What's going to be crazy is the whole multiversal element, and who's already going to be a part of the MCU by the time that gets there.
Right.
Because you'll have new versions of characters that are introduced into the MCU timeline that we see. But then you're also going to have the legacy characters,
right,
from previous Marvel movies that now tie in because of multiverse.
I did hear that Robert's not coming back. I did hear that. I hope it's not true.
I heard he is coming back.
I don't want him to come back, as being honest, because
if he does come back,
it has to be. It needs to be either version.
Yeah, it needs to be multiverse, which I feel like they will do.
They probably.
And if he does come back into the regular MCU, he can't be alive.
It would be the AI
It has
version.
to be the AI version of him.
Which they are doing an iHeart show.
Yeah.
So it could be like
he at least, even if they don't show him, at least do the voice.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
He can be her Jarvis or her Friday. I think that'd be the best way to at least, kind of bring him back, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be more of like a tease if you just do the voice,
Right.
leading up to Secret Wars,
Right.
and then maybe get a multiverse version of him, or even do the Tom Cruise, the Superior
He
Iron
just
Man
did.
that we were supposed to get.
He did do an interview recently. He denied it, but I mean, actors always deny
they're
their shit.
supposed
So,
to deny it.
yeah,
They can't.
they're like, I can never play that role. Robert did an amazing job with it. I can't even touch it. But it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man. That'd be kind of cool.
I think if they do bring him in as a Superior Iron Man, he needs to be from the universe where Wanda took control of the other Wanda from Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
He needs to be from that universe.
Right.
Where she killed all the
killed all
killed all of them.
The
Illuminati
that version of the Illuminati. Yeah.
That would honestly would be great.
Yeah.
Because then he has that whole vendetta against her.
Yeah.
Because then that's the first person he's going to try to go after.
Right.
If you remember, that version of the Superior Iron Man has the Infinity Stone.
Yeah, he does. That's why he's like all decked out. That'd be cool. I would love to see that. How'd you feel about John Krasinski?
Honestly, it was great.
It was dope.
I want him to be the main Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And obviously him being put into Multiverse of Madness was supposed to be like the Kevin Feige and the rest of Marvel being like, we hear you, fans. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We know you want him as Mr. Fantastic. Here's him as Mr. Fantastic in this movie. I hope he becomes the main timeline Mr. Fantastic.
Damn, we're getting that in 2016. Yeah. 2016. 2026. Yeah. I feel like this year, this phase, what they're going through right now, it's more TV oriented. Because, I mean, we did get Quantum, which was dope.
Well, you got to remember, too,
Guardians.
the Phase 4 just ended.
Right.
This is the start of Phase 5.
Yeah.
Which is the Ant-Man.
Phase 6 is going to be crazy. I kind of just want to skip through this.
I just want X-Men. I want the X-Men done right.
We're not getting that for a while.
I know.
Yeah, for a cool minute. Let me ask you this.
I'm letting you know right now, Marvel, I'm up for it. I'll be whoever you want me to be. I'll even be Toad. I don't care.
There was a funny...
make me an X-Men.
There's this guy...
make me Avalanche. That'd be great.
Damn. I want to make you... No, you gotta be the Juggernaut.
If I'm Juggernaut,
the
only thing I would say is...
Marvel would be on board for you.
I would be... I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
You'd be
but
a
I don't know, though,
last stand Juggernaut.
But after seeing the Deadpool version of Juggernaut, full CGI, he definitely has to be full CGI, and it better be Reynolds doing the voice.
Yeah.
Because he did it for his Deadpool 2, and I thought it was fucking great.
It was dope.
Him fighting Colossus. It was a CGI fight, of course.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
It was amazing.
The
fact that he had his X-Force suit on, in dirty, all grayed out. A lot of people didn't even notice that. I remember just that scene where they walk off.
I know, because it was all like the soot.
It was all
covering.
And I'm like, I think I probably would have been.
Because it was supposed to be a nod to the X-Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he does mention it in the beginning.
Yeah,
he's like, "We are
X-Force,"
and it was because everybody was like, "Oh, he's doing the Wakanda forever."
I've never been so it's been a while since I jumped up, begging for something to happen in a movie. And what I'm referring to is when they're inside the house in the X-Men house, and then Colossus throws him on his chest. He's like, "Why are you only here?" He's like, can we get someone else? Blah blah blah, something. And then
he mentions about the X-Men,
you see first class. You see everybody
in X-Men. And then he's like, why is it every time we're here, you're the only two X-Men that I can see? And then Hank just
I've never that moment right there. I'll never forget it. I was watching it live, and I just see that, and I'm like, and then he closed the door, and I'm like, dude.
So it's like okay, so they're there in that same universe.
Yep.
So that means that version of Deadpool is with the younger X-Men timeline. And it kind of retcons everything afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is great because, let's face it, X-Men Origins Wolverine was
obviously
horrible, and I'm glad when they did Days of Future Past and they corrected the timeline.
Exactly, especially bringing the Sentinels.
And Jean were alive.
Yeah,
which I thought was great. And
but then we got Phoenix, and it was kind of like, wait, was Phoenix
Dark Phoenix?
No, it was
the Dark Phoenix was after.
yeah, it was after
That
Apocalypse.
was the last one.
It was after Apocalypse. With Days of Future Past, and then Apocalypse, and then Phoenix.
Well, Apocalypse is the Dark Phoenix one.
Is it? No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it was two separate movies. They had Apocalypse with Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, and who do you think she fights?
Uh,
Apocalypse.
No, she does, but then you get the Dark Phoenix movie after. Yes, I'm telling you.
No. Bro, it's not that.
I'm telling you, they made X-Men Apocalypse.
It is that movie.
No, it's not. It's two separate movies. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's why I'm like thinking about it again. I'm like,
yeah, which was terrible.
You're right.
Like, we wanted a Dark Phoenix movie for so long, and the way they did it.
The Phoenix that they gave us, the glimpse of it first in the Apocalypse movie,
it was great.
I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna start the Phoenix saga.
Yeah, they look like Scarlet Witch when she got her powers in the show.
And then it was just as long as the MCU does it correctly, which I know they will. Kevin Feige's the one heading this, so it's gonna be great when they do it. I know that, but I'm serious, Marvel. I'll be in an X-Men movie. I don't care. I will be whoever you want me to be.
I saw this funny thing.
As long as I'm an X-Men. Somebody with powers.
I saw this funny thing. These guys I follow that talk about the stuff we talk about, and it was funny because he was bringing up Cyclops, and he was like,
Cyclops too.
He's like, if you're Cyclops, you should not fucking miss. I'm looking at you,
right? Exactly. Yo, like
I woke up to that on a weekday, and I saw that. I was like, yo,
it would piss me off so much that I get it. It's supposed to be the force of his blast.
Yeah,
is so strong that sometimes when he's looking, he moves.
Yeah,
and if you move any little bit, it's gonna go off. So
right.
And they kind of show that in the younger timeline of the X-Men.
Yeah.
When he shoots off,
he just kind of goes,
he can't really
control
it.
His brother was, I forget.
He's also in First Class. But it's kind of weird because in the comics, he's younger than Scott.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like...
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It was a little weird, but... Yeah, I don't know how he misses.
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. He was like,
if you're just in a general direction.
Exactly. Like, if I'm looking at you. I just thought when just the way he said it too, he was like, if I'm looking at you, I'm supposed to hit you.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense, but, comics.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
That's the beauty about comics is sometimes it's out of place. It's Stan Lee, he creates whatever he wanted.
Rest in peace to the GOAT.
Exactly.
I'm still very upset about what I did in that first episode of the podcast. I jinxed it, bro. I jinxed it. The first podcast that I did with two of my old coworkers.
I remember that.
I jinxed it.
No, I remember that.
I jinxed it. I blame myself.
No, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
I literally said, we're going to be watching a Marvel movie and be like, damn, something was missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just happy he was...
I posted it. And then he passed away, man. I know. It's like I know we're laughing.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like it had the pain,
I remember it's so funny because at that time, like that was like the bangers were coming out. We had Infinity War and Endgame coming out, so it was nothing but bangers. Aside from Marvel, we had Aquaman, Deadpool 2.
Speaking of DC, what do you think about the whole James Gunn situation and taking over and basically getting rid of everybody?
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I think his mind. I think he's going to be the Kevin Feige that they need over there. I truly believe that because his mind is very it just shows in his work. Man literally did Guardians, and that Suicide Squad movie, which was
and then Peacemaker,
dope, and Peacemaker, and there's no other director that's doing two superhero movies from two different companies as far as them being so successful. The first Suicide Squad movie was obviously fucking horrendous, but this new one that we got was fucking amazing. It was awesome.
I know, with Idris Elba, John Cena.
I've never. It's so funny.
And Sylvester Stallone, King Shark.
Oh, that was awesome. I got a King Shark pop. I love King Shark. King Shark's
Honestly, him from that movie was.
Shit was godly.
It was great.
It was awesome.
He was like, friends, when he's with the fish.
Oh yeah. And then they like bite him.
And then they attack him. He's like, friends.
That's like the part where he's eating the guy's. He's eating the guy's head, and Star Wars coming out. And he's like,
yeah,
he's great, bro. He's great. That like, but even like I said, like his mind is like, it just he understands comics. He really is Kevin Feige and as like he's
gonna be the Kevin Feige for DC.
He's like he reminds me of fuck, I'm going blank here. He's like not Dave Filoni. He's like the Dave Filoni of Star Wars. Because you have George Lucas and you have Dave Filoni. So to me that's like I'd put him in the same category.
Mean, like I'm just at first I was kind of upset that they were killing the Snyderverse and they got rid of Cavill.
The whole Cavill thing really upsets me though. I think I'm talking
the fact
all this
that
thing.
They kicked him out.
It's like, man.
And then he leaves The Witcher to come back.
Exactly.
And say, I will be Superman for you. I want to be Superman. Let me be Superman.
Post-credit scene, Black Adam.
Post-credit scene in Black Adam. He's there.
Dude.
Hyping up.
That brought me back to like Man
Black
of Steel
Adam
days.
Versus Superman. That we're going to get it.
That shit was...
And then just for him to announce
that
he's no longer a part of it again.
I think
I don't know about you, but I was highly upset. You know.
I think James is gonna listen to the fans. He loves the fans. He understands.
Like I already know we're not gonna get Cavill again. Maybe. I think, in all honesty, they did Cavill dirty so many times now.
Right.
That Marvel just needs to hurry up and get him.
Which I don't. Okay,
Captain Britain.
Yeah, where I'm upset. That'd be dope. Where I'm upset about is like. Okay, well, I can't really be upset about it, but they are doing a Batman movie. They're doing the Damian and Batman thing.
Yeah, Batman Brave and the Bold.
But
that's the storyline they're going to take from.
It's not Robert Pattinson's.
Yeah,
which is super
that's
separate.
what I'm happy about, that they're keeping the Pattinson Batman separate from what James Gunn wants to do.
And you don't...
I'm happy for
You don't think that
I want them to continue
but what
doing what they're
okay,
doing
so what
here.
Batman... So, okay, so now... But that's the thing, okay.
Because the thing is, if you do Batman Brave and the Bold with the Damian storyline...
Right.
You have to have a bit of an older Batman.
Right, but...
Because Damian's about 10 when he comes.
But now we're going to have two different Batmans.
All you have to do is say this Batman Jokers. Is when he's younger.
But we're going to have two different Batmans and three different Jokers.
Yeah,
Joaquin's,
true.
The new guy that just came on Batman, I forgot his name, but he was in Eternals.
He was in Eternals.
But he looked dope. He looked dope in that press scene. I'm very excited for that.
Deleted scene?
Yeah. They should have just left it in there, honestly.
I wish they would have.
Yeah. And then Brave and the Bold, whatever
Joker they decide
they're going to do something for sure.
In all honesty, I don't want the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Really?
I don't want it. Because he's not Joker.
He's not.
He is not Joker whatsoever. He's a precursor to the Joker that's supposed to be. Whoever's going to be Joker is what I'm thinking is the Joker for Batman is going to be inspired by him.
Right.
And be the actual Joker to Bruce Wayne.
That little poster, the picture of him and Lady Gaga. That looks dope. That looked really dope. I just looking at that, I'm like, oh, good,
but I'm like, and then at the same time too, I'm like, she's not Harley Quinn. Like,
so now we got two different Harley Quinns. Now we got Margot Robbie and fucking Lady Gaga.
Like, I shouldn't be upset at this as much as I am.
She's a great actor though. I don't think she's gonna fucking kill it. I think so. I think the second one is gonna be.
It's gonna be great. I did love the first one, but I'm like, he's not Joker. That's literally what pops in my head every time I see it. Mm-hmm. He's not Joker. Mm-hmm. He's not Joker. And like you were saying, we're probably gonna have three different Jokers now.
We are. Now we're gonna have two different Batmans.
Two different Batmans.
That's the thing. Who would be the next Batman? Like who?
I don't know.
Who's gonna be that Batman in that
I'm
universe?
kind of upset that obviously with the Flash movie coming out,
right? Which is
we have Ben Affleck in there, so we have Batfleck, and then we also have Keaton.
But it's Flash though. It's a play on. It's funny because
it is the kind of a twist on the Flashpoint.
Exactly,
because
I was rewatching the trailer yesterday, and I was like,
"This
is Flashpoint kind of."
Where he tells, where Batman's telling him, "Why do you want to save this one?"
Right.
And he's like, "It's because my mom's alive here."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, they're obviously doing Flashpoint,
Flashpoint.
and they're kind of taking some elements from that because
Essentially,
later in the trailer you hear Barry saying about, I created a world with no metahumans.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, wait, that she's not Clark.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, my name's
It's
Kara.
Kara.
And I'm like, oh, okay, we got Supergirl here in this universe.
We got Zod back, which is dope.
We got General Zod again. So I'm like, so is Clark somewhere, or is he dead in this universe?
Right.
Which I'm thinking is,
well, he has to be. Essentially, if Barry went back, or if he does go back, and
save his mom.
Right. And then, like, if it's Kara, then it's not Cal. And then it's Cal versus Zod. So it's like that multiverse version of Man of Steel, you know?
Yeah, because I know in the comics, it's different. And in the Flashpoint animated movie, which is like my favorite Flash.
It's the best
animation.
It's the best one of all
time. He finds Clark in a Red Sun prison.
Right.
Never exposed to the sun because they know the powers that he has.
He's like super skinny, right?
He's super skinny,
frail,
frail, and like just scared of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as he touches the light, he becomes the Superman that we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he doesn't he doesn't magically get buff or anything, but it's like you can see it, and he starts just.
I was rewatching the trailer yesterday before I started watching Ant-Man, and I think I'd seen the second trailer, and I was watching Michael Keaton, and
dude, the reveal of Michael Keaton.
It was
we
dope.
already knew he was in there.
Yeah,
but just when he comes out and he goes,
but I love, but it was dope. But I love the way he did it because he came to the how he comes up to the camera. He's like, I'm back. You know what I mean? Like he's like, yeah, I'm doing this again. Yeah, but then the next scene after that with the fighting scenes, the way he jumps off, I was like, man's is like 60 years old fighting like he's fucking Christian Bale.
I know, right?
It's like, what the hell?
But okay, let's see.
I saw it. I was like, wait, what?
Do you want him to be able to move his head aside from his body? Because remember that old costume that he wore. Obviously, it's not the same costume. He had to completely.
He literally had to move his whole body into fucking
yeah. And I kind of want them to do that.
I do too,
but then I don't.
Well, the thing is too is like
just because I think it'd be funny to see him be like, huh.
Yeah. Huh. It was cool though, because I think it was not this trailer, but the first trailer, they showed the different suits that he has now. So I was kind of like, okay, like if, it'd be funny if they could do that, but then also if he gets another suit where he fucking moves his head.
He can actually move his head this time.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is he gonna have them Jordans on still?
That'd be dope. They should.
I remember like the suit initially, his shoes were Jordans.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be cool, like, obviously a little nod to the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it was awesome when they showed the castle where the manor, the Wayne Manor, the OG one. So I thought
when they showed the Batmobile, I loved it. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
It's still the same as how we remembered it. Yeah. So it was cool. No, it's just dope to see him again. I think if you would ask him, like, do you think you would ever reprise this role again? Like, he'd be like, I don't know, like, the fuck? Like, this was like
I don't
20 years ago.
I don't think he ever would have thought about doing Batman again.
Nah. Came out in the 80s,
but I
right?
mean, no. I'm pretty sure he would have loved to do Batman, like, obviously prior to this.
Right.
It's like kind of it was the role for him that, like, just got him to, like.
Yeah, exactly. And that, Beetlejuice. I don't know if you ever seen this old movie called Mr. Mom. That was a cool one.
Mr. Mom, no, I did never.
You should check that one out. It's dope.
Okay.
As a dad, you would appreciate that movie a lot. It's really,
you know
really
what
funny.
Movie I do love him in? The Founder, the
Yeah.
McDonald's movie.
Yeah. I liked him in I've seen
Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman. I've only seen bits and pieces, but I've never got a chance to watch it fully. But yeah, that was cool. That was a cool one. But it was funny too because I'm like, I saw the trailer. And then I'm seeing Michelle Pfeiffer and Ant-Man, being the mom and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like they're still doing shit. Like they're still doing superhero movies, which is cool. And man, like her being the original Catwoman is like top tier. It went from her to Halle Berry to Anne Hathaway and now to Lenny Kravitz's daughter. So I'm like, it's been pretty good for them. Well,
And
transitions.
I'm still upset about that.
Who?
Pattinson Batman. He could have walked away with her.
Could have.
And he didn't.
He could have.
It's like, bro, she was
That was
right
a great.
there.
They
But obviously he had to save the people.
Yeah, they originally. So they already announced it October. Is it this year? Yeah, this year.
For the next Batman?
I'm
I
pretty sure.
I don't think it's this year. It has to be next year.
Maybe might be next
I
year.
haven't even
Could be
seen that
tripping.
they started filming.
They just started pre-production for Venom.
Oh yes, that was announced.
Pretty,
Tom Hardy did say
Yeah,
that they're in pre-production.
they're in
So
pre-production, so I'm pretty excited for that one. And then
I still want him to be the Venom of the Andrew Garfield universe, but
that'd be cool.
because there's no way that Tom Holland's gonna fight Tom Hardy.
Are they doing that though?
It would be great. I would love for them to do that.
Is the third one confirmed? Well, I mean, it's not really confirmed, but are they doing Tom Holland, Tom Hardy, or are they just continuing the storyline?
I feel like they should, because that's what everybody wants to see.
Right. Plus, he just was in the MCU for a little bit. Yeah.
For that little quick 2 minutes that he was there.
Yeah.
That would be great, but at the same time, the tones of their movies wouldn't mesh. I feel like the Tom Hardy Venom meshes more better with Andrew Garfield.
I agree, but as far as
because we already had a Venom for Toby, we never got a Venom for Andrew.
That's true.
And the Tom Hardy Venom left a piece of the Venom symbiote,
right,
in the MCU. So it's obvious we're gonna get a Venom from there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the Venom that Tom Holland.
Did you ever see the concept art? They actually have actual concept art of
the
Venom,
black suit.
Of the black suit.
The black suit Spider-Man.
Top tier.
I've seen a lot of people post it. They're like, "Oh, Spider-Man!" Every time they're like, "Spider-Man 4 news."
Yeah, no.
And it's like and it's like they use the concept art.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty dope.
That'd have been dope.
I can't wait for it to come out. I know they kind of really released some plot details of what the fourth movie is supposed to be about, but I don't want to spoil myself yet. So
yeah,
I'm like,
they're going into production in December.
I know.
And then next year is so production in December, and then movie will come out in July.
Oh yeah, because it is supposed to come out next year.
That's
right?
what they said. So they said they literally said dates. They said July 14th or July 26th. So nice. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, he's ready. He was like, Tom was like, yeah, I'm ready to do it. Let's do it. So, but he's also he's getting back in the mix. So I feel like I said, maybe we might get a Venom Tom Holland in the Venom 3 movie. Maybe that's why they just started production. They were just like, oh, let's see. And, Tom Hardy's probably like, all right, let's see what we fucking do. I haven't read anything on it if they were still continuing on doing what they wanted to do, but yeah, that Morbius movie, man,
garbage.
I don't know, man. Horrible. Something about Jared Leto.
I liked the fights. I thought, well, at least the first fight when he first changes, that whole fighting scene of him against the guys, but I feel like the other actor should have been Morbius.
Who?
The one fighting that was the bad guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I feel like he would have did a better job as Morbius.
Something about Jared Leto,
maybe
man.
sometime I don't know. But you got to remember too, we didn't get to see everything he shot as Joker, so there could have been something that would have saved that.
Yeah.
But from what we did see, it was kind of bad.
Yeah. I feel like it's funny too, because if you watch the original trailer for that Suicide Squad movie, you felt that
it was a Joker movie.
Yeah. And then when the studio jumped in, they were like, change it up, do this, do that. I mean, at that point, it's like, all right, we didn't get to see him full form. So
yeah. But, and well, I think it's about time to wrap this up. We
can go for hours, man.
I know we honestly could. And it's like,
mm-hmm.
I don't think somebody wants to watch a 3-4 hour podcast if we're not Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's true. One day.
One day we'll be there.
One day we'll be there.
We'll be talking to Joe. We'll be like, so aliens.
We'll be like, how was it talking to Alex Jones?
Right.
How was he?
Because what's that thing Alex Jones says? He's like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little retarded.
Gets me every time.
But yeah, that's about it for this episode, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a while, I know, and hopefully we'll continue to do this. I know I sound like a broken record every
We will
time I say
continue to
this.
do this, but we cannot say we'll promise weekly.
Yeah, we can't unfortunately promise it. We'd love to, but we both have lives.
Exactly.
I got kids. He's got his job to worry about.
Yep.
And we just have our life to live too.
Exactly.
So hopefully, though, we'll try to be as consistent as we can, and you guys will be seeing more of us, hopefully. So
for sure.
Peace, love, and positivity. Always sending out
College
good
Park,
vibes to
listen
everybody.
to it.
Check out College Park.
Listen to that album.
It's great. And if you guys want to, you can follow us on Instagram. Mine's is at aricnicholasmartinez. I'll leave it in the description down below.
At BPR_24.
And if you guys want to check out any of the Pieces stuff on Instagram, it's at Pieces. And if you want to, you can head over to their website. It's also in the description. But just in case, probably.
Yeah, so it's at Pieces on IG, and then our other resale site is at Pieces Market. Check us out. Check us out on 7901 Melrose Avenue. We got a store out there if you guys want to support, show love. If you guys just want to go there, hang out, it's a cool place to hang out.
Don't forget, March 10th.
March 10th.
Jake Paul.
If you
guys want to meet him,
pull up. If you want to see him, check it out.
It'll definitely be packed. Because people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Jake Paul!"
Yeah, exactly. Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm earlier in the podcast, I was getting a bunch of texts, and he lost.
What?
Yeah.
He lost?
Yeah, so you heard it here first when you guys watch this.
Good.
My phone's blowing up. It was blowing up earlier.
Damn.
Yeah, I was getting a bunch of text messages. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I was reading as you were talking about one in the segment. But yeah, he lost. But I mean, if you're a Jake Paul fan, he's definitely gonna still be fighting. But hey,
I mean, obviously, if you're a fan of him, you'll probably have watched that before you see this. So,
exactly,
because this obviously ain't gonna come out the same day.
Exactly.
But we're saying, we gotta go. It's that time. So peace, love, and positivity once again. Check out that College Park. Hopefully, we'll be consistent, like we said, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace. My brother.
My brother.
Let's get it.